the season, the playoff push is on. It's the starting lineups are sponsored by the powerful team and help lead the Fever to the WNBA. Well, the Indiana Fever are eyeing home court advantage in the first round of the playoffs. The Washington Mystics have playoff aspirations. Both teams have some work to do to get there. Indiana enters the night in 6th. The Mystics are in 10th as Natasha Howard leans in and misses, and there is Kiki Erie.
Buddy with the speed and explosiveness to guard her on that end of the floor. And they have to defend the three. They gave up 15 threes. It's touches to Aaliyah Boston in quality spots on the floor where she can have an impact. And Indiana right away is going to have to finish 2 shots at the rim. They also got to build some confidence off the bench with some of the new players that they have added.
Well, time to check on the
lot of conversation about Indiana down 3 point guards without Caitlin playing yet and without Ari McDonald and without Sydney Colson. But I think this is a veteran group that you can play at times without a point guard because they get it off the glass top. Leah Boston battling inside with Iriafin.
And Washington loses Natasha Howard on the third matchup between Indiana and Washington on the season. These two teams have not played in over 2 months. The home team, the winner of the previous 2. They have split the fair. Citrone might have dragged her pivot foot off balance shot.
Coverages right now.
Here's Mitchell on the handoff, bounce pass. Boston one bounce and a left-handed finish.
I mean, forget about it. You know, she gets to that left hand and she gets through the nail. She's going to make a play.
Boston, who has 14 double-doubles on the season. One more would be a new Fever franchise record, and it was a record set just last year by Caitlin Clark. Entry pass into Iriafin. Mitchell got her hands on it. Iriafin able to wrestle it away. And Dolson had her together, but Kelsey Mitchell has been so strong. 20 points per game, that's a career high. Stephanie White saying pregame, if there's one position you don't want to lose all your depth, it's point guard. And Indiana has lost all of their depth as Dolson deep position. Can't finish, but there's a foul.
Besides the his teammate, and Indiana is glad to have her healthy.
And Mitchell had 24 points in Indiana's loss on Tuesday. Indiana was down by 17 in the 4th quarter. Finished on a 19-3 run and actually had a Mitchell look to win the game at the buzzer that did not fall. Has lost 3 of their last 4. Washington 5 of their last 6. Hull, corner 3. Here's Boston, the offensive rebound, flips inside to Howard, who lays it in.
You go step up screen, flare on the weak side, and because you're taking shots in the system, it allows you offensive rebounding position. It's a great job by Indiana offensively.
Dolson launches a straightaway 3. She is more than capable out there, a career 40% three-point shooter. Sutton had it knocked away by Howard.
So consistent. You talk about fit. She's been absolutely perfect for Indiana.
Been a really important leader for what is no longer maybe she started her WNBA career right here in Indiana. Mitchell aggressive, bounces to Howard, splits the double team, finds its way to Boston.
I mean, it's another gear for Kelsey Mitchell, and when you make that dribble 3-point line, it's really hard to defend. But the thing that Washington, I think, has done so well all year is share the ball. They will move it. It doesn't get sticky with Sydney Johnson's team.
Here's the rookie all-star Iriafin out to Enxler. Shot clock down to 2. Iriafin turns, fires and hits.
They have a great understanding of advantage even on the side of the floor, not just in transition.
Cunningham too strong on a 3 on the other end. Howard here in the early going. Indiana's already taken 10 of them. Washington's turned it over a couple of times. Enxler driving on Howard. Enxler flips it up, shot too strong. Boston pulls down the rebound. And Howard dangerous in transition. Howard backs in, flips it up, flips it in.
Second in the WNBA in field goal percentage. The top.
Boston is in the top 10 as well. That has been a formidable front court all season long. Oh, Mitchell took an elbow to the... is back up on her feet, but it's 4-on-5 right now. Mitchell just now crossing the timeline. Entry pass to Boston, who can't finish inside.
Clark.
Fever cannot afford any more injuries to their backcourts. Mitchell on the drive, contact made by Melvin, and a foul. Fever have an early 10-6 lead.
Big tactic by Coach White.
Well, here's one of those point guards that Kelsey was talking about. Odyssey Sims, a WNBA veteran, 12 years, brings a lot of experience, albeit it is learning on the fly. As Sims not afraid to let it fly and hits a three. Her first shot she's made with the Fever.
Not even a sweat going.
To get that first bucket out of the way after being held scoreless on Tuesday. And Lucy Olsen with some nice work around the rim. There's Dantas has checked in as well for Indiana. Dantas, entry pass from Howard, it's knocked away. Anxler comes up with the steal. Anxler drops it. Here's Alicia Clark, who can't connect on the three ball. 6 per game, that is last in the league. And the Fever are a good three-point defensive team as Dantas launches and hits.
Well, the Mystics gave up 15 threes in their loss in their last game to the Valley.
Dantas had been slumping a bit. She missed her last 12 from the three-point line. Indiana with a strong defensive first quarter here. Washington still sitting at 8 points, and these slow starts have been a bit of a problem for Sydney Johnson. Jumper. Hull extra pass. Sims off on a three ball.
Teammates with Brittany Griner on a national championship team.
This is just Sims' second game with the Fever. She played 12 games earlier this year with LA as Sutton can't finish inside. Oh, and Anxler, good work to knock that off of Howard, who is... Sutton trapped in the corner. Mitchell deflected it into the hands of Iriafin. Cross-court pass, and Clark can't hit on a three. This ball foul will go against Iriafin. Madison Scott, who was signed yesterday, called for her first foul. Howard, not enough zip on that entry pass.
2 turnovers trying to make the entry to the block.
And a bounce pass to a cutting Iriafin, but she can't finish inside. Indiana turned it over 18 times on Tuesday, just 15 assists. Good ball movement here. Dantas looking inside for Howard. Cross-court pass, it finds its way to Mitchell, who splashes home a three.
I mean, Kelsey threw her hands up like I'm wide open over here on the weak side.
Third three here of the first quarter. They hit 9 per game. Mystics under 6. As Anxler launches and misses. And Washington has missed their first 5 from out there. Iriafin with those 6 first quarter points. She leads the way for Washington. They had 5 different players score 2 points in that first quarter.
KK Timpson.
Here's Olsen. Awkward look on the baseline. Shot hit off the side of the backboard. Here's Sims, who's getting a lot of early run here for Stephanie White's group. The step through and the bank shot.
What a tough 2. Lucy Olsen hustling back in transition defense, doing a really nice job of defending. That's just a tough bucket.
Odyssey Sims, who was held scoreless on Tuesday, 0 of 4 from the floor in 13 minutes, now has 7 points here for Indiana. She leads all scorers here tonight. As Hull pokes that one away, comes up with the steal. Dropping for Sophie Cunningham. Washington doing a nice job of getting back defensively.
Much better job transition defense.
They beat Indiana and Baltimore. The Fever did not have a fast break point in that game. There's Hull spinning, fading, and hitting. Tough shot over Iriafin.
So you see Washington brings the dust. Aaliyah Boston very well aware, makes the right read on the skip.
Fever shooting 55% from the field here so far tonight. Sutton the switch on to Timpson. The crossover. Sutton pulls up and gets it to go.
Oh, smart play by Suggs Sutton. That's what you're supposed to do when you get that switch.
Here's Boston on a handoff back to Sims. Shot clock down to 9.
Leah Boston so good in that twist action, Pat.
Boston ducks in, flips it up. Shot too strong. Cunningham's got to hurry, lobs it up. Timpson pushes it home. Volley ball shot from Timpson.
It's the right person to throw the lob to. And so,
despite all of the new additions, the changes in the lineups, the injuries, we're shooting 54% here tonight. It's a roll. 2 points in the early going from Citron, but Iriafin knocks home a three.
Come on, Kiki Iriafin, her first triple of the season. Wow.
Kiki Iriafin, who was 0 of 4 from the three-point line in her WNBA career before that one. This is her first career three. Down a few in her final year of college. Certainly capable. There's Hall, who misses on a three. Offensive rebound, Howard. One bounce, ducks in, and lays it in.
Natasha Howard is one of the best rebounders out of her area, which means the ball not directly above her head is Cunningham with a steal.
Cunningham feeds Sims, who goes coast to coast and lays it in. So 4 quick ones for Indiana. And the Fever lead is up to 12. Odyssey Sims been here. Vegas in 5th. Indiana is 6th to start the night. Little high-low, and it's Steph Dolson with the 2.
Really good ATO by Sydney Johnson's team. Little high-low action in the middle of the floor.
Stephanie Dolson has seen her minutes decrease fairly significantly this year. Nothing to do with her play. It's just the youth movement is on here in Washington, but they have suffered some injuries. No Shakira Austin, no J.C. Sheldon tonight. Sydney Johnson feels
sure they had the right shot clock time as well while they were reviewing that.
So Indiana with a 10-point lead here. 6 minutes until halftime as Boston finds some space and knocks it down.
From 10 to 15 feet, Aaliyah Boston is 60 middle third.
She is 7th in the league in field goal percentage. She had a stretch during the year where she led the league in that category. And as Caitlin Clark hopefully makes her return back, as Enksler knocks down from the mid-range, you'll see that number go up again for Boston.
Scoring 6 times this season, and 4 of those that she's led the team in scoring. Caitlin has led the team in assists. There's definitely a connection there. And the space, the pickup point, that changes when Caitlin Clark is on the floor.
Here's a rolling Iriafin, and how good has Kiki Iriafin been here tonight? 11 of 6 from the floor. All able to rescue the loose ball. A 4-0 burst from Washington as they try to close the half strong. Mitchell off the screen, draws the foul, and she'll head to the line.
You cannot guard that action. It is too challenging because of the acceleration.
Sheer scoring is she's having the best year of her career at getting to the foul line. She's taking 4.2 free throws per game, which is a career best. Point shots, they're 13 for 19. Mitchell 1 of 2 from the line. She's got 6 points here tonight. Citron off the screen, off the mark on a 3. Sims back on the floor after giving Indiana a real boost off the bench. Late first quarter, early second. Mitchell surrounded inside, lost the handle. And who touched it last? Suffering and Gina Cross was in third.
Good job.
Washington.
Come together. See if the other one's.
Here's Hole on the inbound, catch and shoot, knocks down her second shot of the night.
Lexi Hull just lets the game anything. She plays such a solid game for Indiana and really excels in her role.
Sutton rejects the screen, runs into Howard, kick back out to Melvin. Shot clock already down to 6. Iriafin on Boston, kick out Enksler. Shot clock down to 2. Enksler with the reverse, but leaves it short. Now Sims launches ahead for Mitchell. What a pass by Odyssey Sims.
What a sprint by Mitchell.
Indiana loses Citron on the other end, who answers with a triple. And here's Howard running the floor, drawing the foul. And Indiana having some success with these baseball passes. Odyssey Sims make passes like that.
You have to run. You got to run your lane hard. And if you run your lane hard, you're going to get. And there's 3 lanes. There's the rim run, which is the lane in the middle where you run straight to the rim. And then there's the wings. You run out.
Moss. And this is on the free throw. Would have made her the first Fever player into double figures. Clark straight away, hits a three.
Alicia Clark is a legitimate scoring threat. In scoring at Middle Tennessee State for Rick Insel.
This is her 4th game in Washington, where she played the 2022 season. She came in that trade as Mitchell off the screen misses on a three. And Sims is called for the foul.
So this is Washington doing a good job.
Trade that involved Brittany Sykes. Only a first-round draft pick coming over, but a veteran. One of the best defensive players in the league.
Citron.
The rookie, Citron.
She is so good. Last year, crazy.
He's coming to the WNBA and is maybe option number 1 for Washington.
She is option number 1 for Washington.
Certainly with
For Indiana is Lexi Hall.
Washington had cut a 13-point lead down to 6. Here is Citron, little crossover. She took part in that 3-point competition here. Citron finds some space and connects 2 more. Sonia Citron, who's got 9. Of Citron in the area thin end, 20 of the 37 for Washington.
Well, they combined to average 37 and 13 rebounds.
Here is Sims, there's a whistle first.
With 9, I asked Sydney Johnson about his young core before the game, and when he knew that the scoring reports, and he says those are 2 humble and competitive players that bring their A game when the bright lights are on.
You know, I think Jamila Weidman, not available today. Georgia Amore, not available with the ACL, is ahead of schedule on her rehab. They got a lot of good young pieces.
Well, the Fever got maybe the first look as Enxler drives and lays it in. It's a 4-point game. The Fever got maybe the first look. Its preseason game was number 1 here in Indianapolis, and both really excelled back in early May. Hit the ground running. Two of the better rookie seasons in recent memory is Boston. Draws the foul inside. She'll head back to the free throw line where she just missed a pair.